everyone. Sorry, I tried to flip my phone, but it seems like it's a challenge. So I'll have to go live like this. I am Janvi. It's been so long since I've been able to go live. And so I decided just to come and say hi. I am in Washington, D.C. for American Psychological Association's meeting. They do a meeting every spring where they come and decide things for what we are going to do in the big large APA conference. I very strongly encourage students to go on the website and see what that is. But regardless, I learned that I made friends with lots of people who have done different degrees like PsyD, different kinds of PhD like social psychology PhD, developmental psychology PhD, neuropsychology, and so I'm hoping to make more videos on PhDs, how to apply for PhD abroad. PhDs are usually fully funded. And this is a very exciting time of the year for me. An update is that Hi, Sebastian. So I am at Washington, D.C., and that is, there are all amazing things. There's the Lincoln Memorial, there is the White House over there, and there are multiple museums that I'm really excited to explore. But I've been busy with comprehensive exams and other things. So I'm really hoping to start making more videos every week about applying abroad, studying psychology in the future. Education management and educational techniques, and a lot that is going on. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them. uh, Up until then, hi, Nayansi, is that your name? Nayansi, hi Nayansi. And I can show you around. This is Washington, DC. um, it's a very nice time of the year. I am good, thank you. I so in PhD in America there is one PhD qualifying exam that you have to give every year, every second or third year. So it's not every year, but you once give that exam and then you qualify for PhD. I recently completed that exam. So now once you finish that exam, they now say you are qualified to propose your dissertation for your PhD, basically, which becomes your PhD thesis. And so I just recently finished that. So I believe I should have a little more time to be able to make regular videos, and I will hopefully answer a lot of questions that students have been asking. Every time I come ask them about their experiences and immediately ask them to collaborate on a video. So I know a lot of questions have come about PsyD, PhD differences, social psychology and different streams of psychology. હેલો વિનસ ભાટિયા. હું બસ ડીસીમાં અહીંયા એક મીટિંગ હતી અમેરિકન સાયકોલોજીકલ એસોસિએશનની, તો એના માટે આવી હતી 2 દિવસ, અને હવે આજનો દિવસ ફ્રી છે તો બસ અહીંયા મ્યુઝિયમ્સ એક્સપ્લોર કરવા આવી છું. અને ડીસી is very beautiful. So let me take a few questions, and because it's a little cold, I have all my gloves and everything, but to be able to answer and see your questions, I'm not wearing them. So I might have to end a little sooner than I expected. Let me take some questions. Hi Aditya, your dedication to immensely contribute in this field is so infectious energy that changes me and everyone else. Thank you. You are also like, if people don't know Aditya Tokare, he's on the chat. He has a brilliant YouTube channel and very, very kind and compassionate boy. So definitely. Okay, can you make videos on psychology, like basic concepts? Absolutely. I'm more than happy to. Actually, I love to talk about psychology. If there is some, I have already made videos on 12th standard psychology. If you have not watched them, you can just put Jahnavi Pandya HSC psychology, and I have all the chapters included in that. So that covers a lot of, pretty much, it's a very good basic coverage of psychology, what psychology looks like. But other than that, I'm happy to start making that. Also, I'm waiting until I get my degree, because once I'm able to get my PhD, then it becomes easier. Then I like right now I'm considered still a student, although I became a psychologist in India, but in America I'm still a student, right? So I'm also waiting a little bit for that. Is there any scope for criminology in India, and what are the best colleges? That's a very good question. I don't know specifically to criminology, but I know criminal psychology, which is forensic psychology. And a very good friend of mine has done her masters in forensic psychology from MSU in Vadodara, Gujarat. So she's doing really well. But I also know someone else who has done the same course, not doing very well. So I've been trying to make a video with her, but we just don't. Our timings don't match. I will definitely try to make a video with her, and she's doing really well. So she can tell you her route and how she got inspired into forensic psychology and what she's doing. Uh, um, I would also say I worked in the jail, I worked in the juvenile detention home as a counseling psychologist. So even if with a degree in psychology, you might have those opportunities to work in the. But I would say that our system, I was able to do more internship kind of work, not like a job. So our system doesn't have enough money necessarily to pay mental health workers, or if that's what you're looking at. So definitely, if you're interested, and if you're doing counseling psychology, you can try an internship there. Uh, Tithi, Didi used to make how to deal with stress during board exams. That helped me a lot. Please, I am now preparing for entrance exam. Please make those how to deal with stress during entrances. Oh, all the very best. Thank you for telling me. I will definitely try to make more videos. I have a video with a Harvard University, a student who did his IIT and is now at Harvard Medical School. And I would encourage you to watch that video because he also speaks about his strategies to study and how he managed. So you can, his video is also up on my channel. Okay. Okay, Venus Bhatia has already seen Aditya's videos. That's cool. You guys are really up to date with what's happening. Let's see. Oh wow, there are a number of questions. I'm going to pursue BA honors in psychology. Is it a good option? Absolutely, it's a good option. How are you doing? Is this your last year of PhD? I wished it was, but not really. I can say one more year is officially left for me to finish all my thesis and dissertation work, but after that, I have to do 1 year of internship. So technically, in my mind, I have one more year left, but I will not get the degree until 2 more years because I need to finish off 1 full year of internship working at a hospital or a university counseling center, which is almost like a job, except they don't pay you like a job stipend because you're still an intern. So technically 2 years left to get my degree, but Wednesday only 1 year left for me to finish most of my PhD related work. I am. Okay. How much does it take to be a therapist? If you do a master's in counseling psychology, then just 2 years after your bachelor's. If you try to do clinical psychology, then you also need MPhil, so 4 years clinical. Sorry, I missed a few questions on the top. I'm going to go back to that. Is pursuing psychology from a US university worth it? I have made a video with Alejandra Castillo. Her spelling is Castillo, and I have made a video on masters in psychology. So we talk a little bit about loans and everything. So I think it's absolutely worth it because psychology is high in demand. But I also have made a video on considering before you take a loan to come to America, because it can be a huge loan, and given the circumstances and the situations, the work permit that you get in the US is based on a lottery system, right? You get one, but then you have to also put name in the lottery to finally get a work permit. And when people don't get that work permit, then that huge loan to pay back off in India is difficult. So I would say definitely consider your options and then make a decision. But there are lots of jobs. The problem is not to get a job. You will definitely get a job. The problem is, will you get work permit? Loan of ₹50, like what is the cost benefit? I have made a video especially on loans, so please watch that. I would say that what a lot of students do with masters, in case if they don't get work permit, they end up pursuing a PhD. But PhD means you're delaying getting a job for another few years, which means that it will become a little more difficult to pay loans, even though PhD is funded. So I have made all of these. I have made this video. I would just say have a look at it before you take the loan. But if you want to ask me what's the scope of psychology, especially mental health fields, counseling psychology, I can talk about that, counseling and mental health counseling. Right now I was at the meeting at American Psychological Association, and they mentioned that there is a huge dip, which means there are very few students, बहुत कम students हैं जो psychology पढ़ रहे हैं, and America has a big need, and there are fewer psychologists actually than the demand. There are more jobs than people. Okay, your voice calms me a lot during exams. I go back to those videos all the time. Thank you. It's so sweet, Titi. Thank you. Um, Pranti, hello, ma'am. Please make a video on those who are beginner in psychology and need guidance to start study psychology from basic. I have a video on HSC psychology. Just put my name and put HSC. And in that I have a lot of beginning chapters for 11th and 12th standard. But I'll try to make more videos. Okay. Do you think pursuing psychology degree in India is worth it? I I don't know what worth it means. Does it mean you will get a job in India? It's any field that you go for. It's more difficult to get a job because of the high demand versus supply. So there is an imbalance there. So, but I would say if you're good at what you do, then definitely you're likely to have a better chance at getting a job. So I got a job in India when I was studying there. I did my masters and everything. I know my friends who are doing great jobs. So, but I know that not everybody got a job, right? So if you just graduate for the degree of it, then it's it's not a guaranteed job market. In America, it almost is. Let's see. Wow, the questions are on and on. Let's see. Do you think Germany is a good country to study psychology? I believe so. I had a friend who actually went to Germany to study a PhD in psychology. Germany, the good thing about Germany is that education is pretty much free, right? Higher education is pretty much free. So the only cost that you're paying is, and maybe if you try to work for 20 hours and stuff, that might be much, much more affordable. The only concern that I've heard from people, not in psychology fields but in other fields in Germany, is that they prefer to hire people who speak the language, which might put you at a disadvantage. And in a field of psychology, you require licensing of that particular country or place to be able to practice there, so that might be a challenge. Can I do internship with psychiatrists doing BA in psychology? You can try, definitely try. Can you list some good colleges for masters in counseling psychology in Mumbai that offers internship? Xavier's lifespan, the MA in lifespan counseling is a great course in Xavier's. SNDT University helps you with that too. So these two I would say. Is MPhil getting banned? I don't know about that. I am not, so much in touch with what's happening, especially in clinical psychology. My degree is in counseling, so I might have to. I have a girl with whom I made a video, Raksha, and she might know better, so I might have to ask that to her. If I do clinical psychology, can I still work as counseling psychologist? Actually, I'm interested in both. If you're interested in both, then I would say do counseling, because in clinical psychology, you need to do MPhil to be able to practice. In counseling, you can start practicing immediately. Suggest good movies related to psychology. Ooh. Inside Out, animated movie, but I think amazing. Can we do PsyD in USA after bachelor? Yes, you can. Confused between USA and Canada because both have been inclined Canada. Because of that, hey, Canada doesn't have that much number of jobs as USA. I don't know about that. Honestly, I believe that Canada might still have jobs. I would say, a lot of things could depend on the elections. So if you want to wait until elections in the US, I'm in the capital as I say this, but the reason why, both of them have pros and cons. The biggest pro of going to Canada is that if you want to stack afterwards, it's much easier than US. US is trying to change some of those things, but I don't know how quickly or how it will work out. So I think that's the advantage of Canada. The disadvantage, I think, of US, and what I've heard, is they prefer, in terms of giving admissions, they prefer Canadians first, So, but maybe not in masters, definitely in PhD. So a lot of Canadian universities do that. So Both of them are good options. In fact, American Psychological Association is very closely connected. I mean, very pretty much similar. So mobility is easier across countries, I would say. What are the requirements of becoming a clinical psychologist in USA? Oh, and also about US and Canada, I would just say also try to ask some professionals who are sort of sending students to both these countries. That might be a better option. Now that I think about it, I don't know anybody in Canada who's doing psychology, so I couldn't cross verify. Just masters or PhD. To call yourself a psychologist, you need to have a PhD in America. But to be a therapist, you can just do videos for this. So I will try to do that after 12th grade. That is but I have a friend who's done it, international student. So wait, I need to wear a topi, it's cold. But who has done it, I think I can try to request him and see if that works. Okay, you've done your undergraduation in social work, you want to pursue psychology. If I do masters from India, how can I settle in Europe as a clinical psychologist? So the thing again about Europe, I don't know so much. I know people who've done a master's in psychology from London, not Europe, London, but they didn't get work permit after that, so they had to come back to India, licensed practitioner. And do they require a degree from that country? Usually, it becomes more difficult. Like even in India, if you did a master's from um, abroad, it's not necessary that RCIA, APA credit supervision hours, right? So APA is American Psychological Association. You will only get those hours in America, right? So I would say just be careful with that and go to the country specific requirements, okay? Uh, would you get a job with sufficient salary enough for your daily needs after pursuing psychology in India? I believe I got a job like that. So, but again, it depends. Job ranges from different amounts, right? I've done my undergraduation in social work and want to pursue psychology. Yeah. Sorry, I answered your question. Hi, Gina. I am good. Thank you. How are you? Pursue very helpful video. Shout out to all Xavierites. Oh, Xavierites. Special place in there in my heart for Xaviers. I just mentioned in the beginning. I came for a meeting in America with the American is a girl from now currently doing her